Many young Americans becoming a real burden. Senator Elizabeth Warren agrees, laying out another attempt to help the crisis. But what's the plan for the larger issue of affordability? Our political reporter, Sharmin Sacchetti, asked the senator that very question. Hi, Sharmin.
Hi, Maria. Well, students and families are finding themselves up against it when it comes to trying to pay for college. Even if a student is able to get into their first choice school, many are confronted with a tough decision. Do you pass on the better quality education because of the price tag? We asked Senator Warren about that, and we wanted her take on what's really behind all that debt. Alongside former Boston Mayor Tom Menino, Senator Elizabeth Warren walks into a room full of Boston University students and speaks about what's become a popular and key issue for her, student loan debt.
You didn't go to the mall and run up a lot of charges on a credit card. You are working hard.
Senator Warren blasted the government for making money off loans. She wants bankruptcy protections to be reinstated on student loans, and she's calling for refinancing student loans to, quote, wring some of the profits out of the system.
The government will make profits, huge profits, off the backs of young people who are trying to get an education.
The rising cost of college and crushing student loan debt struck a chord during the election that propelled Warren to the U.S. Senate. Another issue students are now finding themselves confronted with: do they bypass quality schools simply because of the ballooning price tag?
Parents and students are looking hard at the cost of college everywhere, and they're right to do so. I think the main thing for every student out there is to find the school that fits. And fit partly means they have the right educational programs, it's the right distance from home, but it also means it's going to be affordable.
We did ask Senator Warren about the salary she drew as a former Harvard law professor. Back in 2010 to 2011, she made nearly $430,000. You brought up some ideas about reducing the cost of a college education. Are professors who command high salaries, is that included in that?
I think that the problem that we're talking about here is a failure to support our public institutions.
Senator Warren deflected, but we pressed her about high-priced professors and if that, too, is part of the problem. But is that a legitimate place to look, though? I mean, is that just one other place?
I think the point is, on the public universities, we've got to have adequate support for those universities. For the private schools, they have endowments, they have tuition money, and they are using those endowments and tuition money in ways that they think best benefit the schools and their students.
Senator Warren told us public universities are not receiving nearly the same amount of taxpayer funding they once did, and she believes that ought to change. She's also been pushing a uniform statement so families are better able to figure out the true cost of a college education. Maria?
Which is really brutal, I'll tell you that. Sharmin, some of Senator Warren's figures have actually been the subject of some controversy. Explain what that's about.
Well, some experts are calling into question her interpretation of the numbers, her actual numbers, and her claim about the government profits. Well, we asked her about that today, and she told us these are the federal government's own numbers, and she says that's what she's using. Maria?
All right, Sharmin, thank you very much. We appreciate that. So student loans, the topic of tonight's feedback question. Do you think going to a more prestigious college is a better life decision than going to a less expensive school? Hit us up on Facebook. You already have. We appreciate that. Twitter, vote in our poll. And yes, we always appreciate your feedback.